let's dive into that. Later I will show you very exciting project that will uh, very helpful for debugging as a DevOps engineer. At first I want to show the manual process. As a DevOps engineer you can follow to debug the after deployment your application. um, there are 15 steps I have written here. Those are very crucial. You can follow step by step to see the actual issue. So at first you will have to check the container is exist or stopped, is your container is up and running, and you have to cross check the how many container you will need to run, but how many container is actually running. So in that case you will you can uh, go to the instance where your terminal instance terminal where your uh, Docker containers are pushed. Just write the command docker ps first. Here I have containerize a debugging project. I wrote down sudo docker ps. Here I have seen that I have 3 container: Postgres Alpine, DevSecOps agent front end, and DevSecOps agent backend. But actually how many container I have run, and also I am to I am to see the stop container as well. Actually I have those 3 4 5 containers. Among them there are 2 container, those are not running. Okay, what happened? There's another things. There's sudo docker logs of the container id. Sorry. Sudo docker logs. Let's see this log. You can investigate into logs to see the actual error or problem. So this is your first step. You have to see that is your container is up and running or not. So here it is. My containers are not up and running for 2 containers, 2 images. So that's your first step. Then go to the second step, restart loop. Is your container goes into a restart loops, like you have your container, like one of your container is db related, like Postgres or no. Okay, let's Postgres is your container which actually needs the credentials like password and user also, but you didn't provide the password, and it sets like after 5 seconds it will restart again and again, and you didn't limit the restart loops. So this will goes into a infinity loops and restart again and again for infinity time. So you can check this also, restart loops. And third point, you can show check env variable. Is your env variable are okay? Like, I can show that thing. Cd. You have to check the env variable properly set or not. DevOps agent. Okay, like I can show you cat.env. Here you can see that in my DevSecOps agent project I have a env file where I provide those values: GW secret, front end origin, etc. etc. There may be many env variable can be there. I can go to backend and let's say I want to show the env of backend. Okay, cat.env. So backend env expected GWS secret, expire minutes, front-end database path, and so on so forth, Docker host, etc. etc. But let's say you don't provide the database path or DWS secret, that will be the required value for running a container like backend. So this container will be failed for the required env variable value. So you first check the env variables are all are set with their actual values. Local host used between container. Okay, if you deployed 3 container, like you have 3 container, like I've done with this like you have 3 container. One is for DB, second is for backend, third is for front end. So backend communicate with database for accessing data, and front end communicate with backend for access through API. So which in your organization there can be multiple solutions, like it can be use local host between front end, back end, and database for APIs. It can be for actual URL, like if your website let's say xyz.com / API. My writing skills very poor. So if your organization work with actual URL, like your organization is xyz.com and /API and so on and so forth, it depends on your API, it will be like that, or localhost. It can be used localhost for container communication. Okay, so check this URL, is it actually okay for your organization. And wrong port mapping. Fifth point is wrong port mapping. So did you check the port mapping is actually okay? So this is an important part. If port mapping is not accurately configured, then your application will be didn't communicate with each other properly. Application bound to IP. So is your application is properly bound to an proper IP? So it also can be checked. Is database ready? Oh, this is very important part. Like you have deployed 3 container, front end, back end, and database. At first your database should be ready, then your back end, then your front end. Because of if database container didn't ready yet, your back end calling database one after another, but if database didn't ready properly, then backend cannot communicate with database. So database must be ready before backend run. Volume hiding files, like in your container there will be a volumes. If the volume hiding a file and your service trying to access these files, that will be a failure case. Okay, this is very corner case, you have to think about it. Then permission error, there will be permission error for many cases. Health check, for each service container deployment, after deployment you have to check the container status, is it healthy or not. Then 11th, it will be done by an API, so it's okay. 11th point is memory limit exit or not. Exit code is 137. So sometimes it happens like memory limit exit, so it also be checked that is there any memory leak. So 12th point is build cache. Okay, when you build your Docker, you write down like Docker build image no cache, like that. So if you mention that no cache, then your container didn't memorize the previous container's cached value. So if you didn't mention the no cache, then your new container build container still fetch the previous cached value. So it is important also. Missing startup executable, like when you start when you containerize a container like database, you have execute a command like install MongoDB or install Postgres, etc., etc. Then you build the database or trying to connect with database. But if you forget this command like install MongoDB, but you trying to connect with MongoDB, what will be happen? Like you didn't install MongoDB, but you are trying to communicate. You are trying to connect with MongoDB. So this is a very bullshit problem. So number 14, different container network. This is very important point. Container network, like again, if you have 3 container, we have seen the Docker in Docker Compose we mention volumes and networks for each service. So each service means each container, like this is front end, this is backend, this is database DB, uh, this container belongs to network 1, this is belongs to network 2, this is belongs to network 2. So in network bridge concept, these two container can communicate through network to bridge network very easily, but this container failed to communicate with this container. Like front end communicate with back end, but those are from different network, so there will be a communication error for configuring the network. So bridge network must be same for communicating the containers. So this is also an important part. Then number 15, reverse proxy issue. You have to check the reverse proxy error like 502 bad gateway. This will comes from the reverse proxy issue, like your reverse proxy didn't communicate with front end, back end, and others. So this is number 15. So this is the manual process you can check for as a DevOps engineer after hearing about some failure of your deployment or your running application. There comes with AI solution. I have completed a project called DevOps agent, which will scan your entire instance. Like if it is AWS, then AWS EC2 machine. Of course, I have to provide the credential, or your local container, local machine. Like this project is running on AWS EC2 machine on port public IP 9881.196.33 on port 3000. So in this AWS EC2 machine, if you select local container inspection, then on the EC2 machine where I deployed this project, this will scan this EC2 machine and give me a feedback how many errors is there present. I can also select the types and others, so on so forth. I will show these details. Also I can select cloud container inspection. I will select here from AWS, GCP or Azure environment, which cloud you are using, and I will have to give the access key, secret, and also region, on which region I want to scan the errors. I can also load AWS regions from here. Yes, I will come from the login page. First, there is you can sign up from here, and I have already an account, so I didn't go to the sign up page. So login. Then at first I want to show the local container inspection. If I select the local container inspection, you will have to select more. Runtime option, include CPU memory stat, include recent container logs. I will select number of log tails lines, how many lines of log you want to see from the list. Only scan running containers. No, I want to see the running and stop container both. Enable Trivy image security scan. No, this will take much more time. You will have heard about Trivy if you are familiar with DevOps or compared tech related. So enable optional AI analysis. I will also keep it as it is, and these are previously inspected and a scan. When you run the scan, it will take some time and it will provide the my local machines status, like my this project on where EC2 machine is deployed. From this deploy EC2 machines report, on this EC2 machine I have 3 running container, 2 stop container. Let's verify this. This is my EC2 machine I have connected through SSH from my local machine, local laptop. This is Ubuntu IP address 172.168.2.0.9. So sudo docker ps will provide the 3 running containers. Okay, then if I run docker ps -a, this will show me the all container running and stopped. Both 2 containers stopped and 3 are running, up for 50 minutes, up for 33 minutes. Okay, so matched with my actual result. So next go to the local container command center. So what is the health of the stop container? This is not configured, also this is not configured, so this is different. Then I have isolated the container, which container have the problem. So this container stopped and this container stopped. Then I will go and see the logs for those containers and decide what is the problem, and this will isolate the containers from other running containers. So I don't have to look at those containers. I will have to focus on those containers. Those containers are problem, not others. So I have split the problem from 5 container to 2 container. Then I will see those 2 container one by one. Then open full report.